Hello and welcome to this week's review of the Grand Tour two-part Colombia special. The way I will be splitting up this review, the way I will be delivering this review to you via your subscription boxes this week is I should be putting out the first part of the review on today, and when part 2 is released on Amazon Prime, I should be putting out the second part on Saturday the 26th. But first off, let's begin this review with the fact that Clarkson & Co. are sent off to Colombia, the long-awaited, guess you could call it Series 2, Series 3 special, that was originally supposed to air alongside the episodes released as part of the Grand Tour second series, but due to health scares and hospital visits during the second series of filming, this special was unable to go ahead last year and is instead being released alongside this series of the Grand Tour. I must advise, if you have not seen the first part of the Colombia special, please pause this video now, go and watch the episode, come back here, press play and enjoy the review. Also, I must stress that viewer discretion during this review is advised, as seen in the episode and as talked about here in this review, although not in that much detail. Anyway, let's get to it. So, this of course is the extremely long awaited review that we've all been waiting for. In fact, I just checked my Twitter feed today and Jeremy Clarkson announced on Twitter that it's been so long since they filmed the Colombia special, he can't even remember the last bit. He can't even remember what happens in the second half of the Colombia special. As he stated, it's been 1 year since we filmed in Colombia. I can't even remember how the special ends. Which the Grand Tour replied, "We'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out," which I thought was very hilarious, and I will leave a link to the tweet below in the description. This special, part 1 anyway, the presenters showed up on a beach at midnight. This was due to Hammond's choosing of where they should start the challenge or the special, and he chose a beach in Colombia at midnight. The presenters turned up in a Chevrolet Silverado, a Fiat Panda and a Jeep Wrangler 4x4. Fiat Panda being driven by James May, Chevrolet Silverado being driven by the American Richard Hammond, and the Jeep Wrangler, made in Japan, driven by Jeremy Clarkson. This was a very enjoyable episode, and I will be joining them again tomorrow for the second half of the special, which is very interesting actually when you think of it, because I won't spoil it, but I will leave it up in an info card which should be popping up at the moment. Now, on to viewer discretion is advised for this next part. In the episode, Jeremy comes across donkeys and he decides to take out his photograph, and he's not sure about what he sees over in the distance. A few minutes later, he calls Hammond and James to come and join him to investigate what he has seen through his gigantic camera lens, And so they obviously have a translator with them. So Jeremy asked the translator to translate what the locals are saying to them, and let's just say he is bewildered about what he heard. And then he goes on to a discussion about it and all this, and yeah, you'll have to watch the episode to find out. I'm not going to go into detail here, but you'll have to watch the episode to find out what he's talking about. Moving on to the next part, they then find themselves going to a camera shop to buy camera equipment, obviously, because they have to photograph wildlife in the Colombian jungle, while also looking out for a jaguar. Now, I'm not talking about the jaguar cars here, I'm talking about the jaguar animal. These animals are nocturnal and only come out at night time. So, Hammond, being the adventurer or the explorer, or the explorer in the wilderness, as James may like to put it in some sense, went out and got himself a massive bag of 3 zillion cameras, and decided to buy these trap cameras. How these work is they work on a sensor, and if anything sets them off, for example a leaf, or in this case what looks to be a jaguar, if they walk past the trap cameras will trigger and capture the image. It was successful in some way, but you'll have to watch and find out. That was very interesting. Of course, my review will be linked down in the description for you to read. I just published it there about 2 minutes ago, so I will leave a link down in there for you to read it, and please do give me feedback on these, as it greatly helps with my improvement of writing and reviewing episodes. And if you want to see more content like reviews on the website and videos in relation to the reviews that contrast with the reviews, then please let me know in the comments below, and I will get more. I will possibly somehow figure out how to do it for the next 12 weeks, and you will have Grand Tour content galore to look out for, as well as Millionaire and Top Gear reviews on the way soon, in the next 2 months or so. Overall, this is only half of the Colombia special, but based on my enjoyment of this episode, I am giving this episode a solid 9 out of 10. Simply because I enjoyed the episode, and it reminded me very much of the Top Gear days when they went to, I think it's South America, to film in Patagonia, where of course they had their rally of angry people, and this of course was suggested slightly in the Colombia special. Part 2 of the Colombia special arrives tomorrow on Amazon Prime, Saturday the 26th of January. My review for part 1 is now available online, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next part of this review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.